welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Today we're gonna tell you about what happened last weekend with the whole birth story. It was so funny because last weekend we were watching our vlog. It had just premiered.
You woke me up
at
to watch
9:30 in the morning. I was like, it's on, we have to watch it. 2 minutes in.
Contractions, we didn't even finish it.
We didn't even watch it.
I think we got a little bit into it.
Like 3 minutes. I had to stop answering people's like messages because you were like, and I was like, this isn't it. Like, we've had this so many times where it was false labor, where like we'd be out with Bella and we'd be swimming and we thought we were having it then. And like, if you watch our other videos, you can see like, we always thought it was time because you never know.
No, you don't.
And this time I was just like, no, we've done this so many times.
I wasn't. I was like, this is it. I told you don't even bother timing them.
But did you really think? I didn't think it was it.
I did. I like mini cried because I was scared to death,
really?
But I knew it, yeah.
I took the dogs out and I was like, okay, this will just pass. Also, Lauren's very hard-headed and I've only told her to go to the doctor several times throughout this whole thing. And so I was like, her water is gonna break and she's still not gonna wanna go.
No.
But then what did you do?
I took a shower.
Literally, these contractions are knocking the wind out of her and she's in the shower.
It was like every 3 minutes. They didn't, it wasn't like a workup, like, oh, every 15, then every 10, then every 5. No, it literally started when I woke up. It was every 5 for maybe a couple contractions. It went to every 3.
You know when I knew you were like really in it? Is when you got out of the shower and you had the most pained, panic expression. I was like, shit, this is it. Yeah. And I don't know if we're ready. Like, you got out of the shower and you were like, and I had this like panic look and I was like, any moment her water is gonna break. Joke, cause on us. But I was like, any moment. So then I was like, okay, we gotta start getting the bags in the car.
You did really good. You immediately started loading the car and doing everything while I was in the shower. Cause I figured if I said it's time to go, you'd be like, okay, now it really is time.
Well, that's why when you said, I think we need to go, and I was like, what? Like, I've only, like, anytime she had a symptom that was like even close to preeclampsia, I was like, please call your doctor, and she'd be like, no, I'm fine. So when Lauren was like, oh, let's go, I was like, oh shit, this is the real thing.
You were so calm.
And I told you I'd be calm. No. I was calm the whole time.
I did not believe you would be calm at all. No one believed you to be calm.
To be honest,
didn't believe it. I didn't believe it.
There's like 2 sides of Maddie's anxiety, right? It's the pure panic, and then it's the adrenaline where everyone else is panicking and someone has to step up, and that's usually me.
I mean, I wasn't panicking. I was chill as a cucumber. I was showering, brushing my hair.
But you were also feeding off of my energy, and I knew like if I started like panicking, you'd be really mad.
Yeah, I would be yelling at you.
Yeah.
No, and then I took out the shower, had her braid my hair.
Her hair was too wet. She wanted French braids, but it was too wet. I couldn't do that.
Whatever. And then
I put the dogs up, packed the bags, got your water ready, got you a snack, and got you in the car.
Yeah, because our stuff was already packed. I just had a running list of last minute things to grab, and she took my phone and grabbed it when I was in the shower. So
I had everything ready. By the time you got out of the shower, everything was taken care of already. Then we got to the hospital.
Oh, we're forgetting the fact that I desperately wanted to eat before because I knew they wouldn't let us eat, but I also knew I would not have time because I was contracting every 2 to 3 minutes. So I had me a packet of Pop-Tarts on the way there.
That she did. And we got to the hospital, I dropped you off.
Probably like 10:45, maybe 11. Yeah. You weren't here for this part. I walk in, and you know the reception lady that we had to meet with last time? I walk in, I'm sure I look miserable, and I make eye contact with her. She goes, what are you here for? I go, I'm having this baby today. And she goes, okay, let me get checked in. And that's why when she came up, she's like, you were right, you are having this baby today. I was like, I know, I'm having this baby.
And then we got you into triage.
Yes. Which is so annoying. You have to go and check, you had to go up the elevator. Yeah. And then we had to stall the elevator because I couldn't walk out because I was having contraction. And
it was so weird because they were like, I don't know, I'm one of the people that I want things to move fast. Like, you see someone's in pain, let's get it going. We stood there for like 5 minutes waiting on someone to take you back, and I'm like, hello, she's in labor. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then they took you back, we got you in a room. The doctor, we didn't have our original doctor. I loved the doctor who gave.
I did, we took a picture of her name so she can deliver our next baby.
Outgoing, super sweet, very calm, just amazing. So she came in and you were like, I want the epidural. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And then
I was like, I want it now. Like, I literally walk in and go, I want the epidural. Like, what's your birth plan? I said epidural.
And it's funny because around that time I kept being like, it's okay. She gets so mad if I touched her, if I tried to calm you down, you were not having it.
No, I don't want to be touched. Like, she kept holding my hand. I go, do not touch me.
Yeah. It was.
And then you kept talking. I said, stop talking.
I was trying to distract you.
No, I don't want anyone talking. I don't want anyone touching me. And I had to be quiet. But anyway, they had me change, and that took forever.
That's good. The best part was they asked you if you wanted to walk to your room.
And I said no.
On your face is like, excuse me?
So anyway, we get there and she gets into the monitors and then she checks me. And the day before I was a 3, I am now a 5. The doctor walked in. I said, I want some PRN, Zofran, and an epidural. I wasn't that friendly.
No, she wasn't. Not even to me.
I stated my demand. I wasn't mean to you though. I could have been. People are mean. I wasn't mean.
That's true.
And she said, yeah, she got epidural. So they immediately started my IV. Missed the first time. That was annoying. So then she's like, you want to walk? I was like, no, I can't walk. So they wheeled me to my room. They did say we had the biggest room.
Really?
Yes. The labor room.
Okay, the labor room was huge.
She said we had like the VIP big room.
It was nice.
It was so nice.
I could have done like cartwheels and flips in there.
So we did that. We get there, as soon as we get there, there's 2 nurses.
Yeah.
And they tag teamed and they started the bolus immediately. Praise Jesus, hallelujah, thank you. Because my blood pressure was really low, so I had to get a couple.
It got really low, but that's
So it was really low, so I have to get boluses for each epidural, so let's do it right now. So then they did. And then you have to hit half a liter before they can even call for your epidural. That nurse was good. It hit 480 and she called. And the person, the epidural was right then and there.
And she was so good.
She came in within 10 minutes.
And she like walked Lauren through everything. She was like, okay, you're gonna hear this, and it's me opening the package. Okay, my hand's gonna touch you here. It's gonna be cold. I'm not putting it in yet. Just like super, super sweet.
And by that point, I was already 6 centimeters. The doctor checked me again before we even wheeled out of triage, and I went to a 6.
Yeah.
So we were moving along. So then she did that. That was amazing. I had to like sit a certain way so it would do it. It wasn't bad at all. The lidocaine shot hurt. It just burned really, really, really bad.
But I feel like it wasn't like the movies. Like I watched the whole thing and I was fine, and I thought I'd pass out. Like it wasn't like what the movies show you.
No, it was totally fine. I felt like she had her knuckle on my back is what it felt like. Nothing bad at all.
Yeah, you did great during it.
Oh, I was so excited for the pain relief. And then I just sat there and I watched Grown Ups for like an hour and a half. It was so nice. And then they
You fully dilated on your own. You didn't have to like.
Well, they came and checked me after the epidural after like an hour because we just kind of sat there and chilled. And I was in A8. And that was like, do you want us to break your water? And I was like, well, I kind of want to see where I'm at. I don't know if I want that done. I was only going to agree to it if I already had the epidural, which I did.
Yeah.
And she comes in, she goes, you are an 8. And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and break my water because
Yeah, she was like, if we don't, the baby's gonna come out with the water.
Yeah,
like.
so she did. I didn't feel it. I had the epidural, it was beautiful. And the nurse was like, I'm gonna go run and eat lunch before I don't have a chance. So she did the peanut ball thing, and I sat like that. We watched the movie for an hour and a half, maybe. Yeah. She comes back, she goes, yep, you're a 10. That's what I figured. And then, so she was like, do you wanna start pushing? And I kind of like toyed with like, do I wait, do I not? So I was like, let's just do it. And then an hour and a half, okay, you cannot feel your legs at all. I could not feel anything.
It was so funny because I was like touching them and we are not paying attention to what is on TV. It was MTV, it was Grown Ups, we were watching it, but at this point it was
a movie marathon.
Yeah. As Lauren starts pushing, I have never seen so many butt cheeks.
It was Get Hard.
It was hilarious. Like Lauren's pushing out this baby and there's like boobs and butts like bouncing on the TV and the nurses are like, push, like, and you can hear it, and it was just kind of very entertaining. But I will say then, because I stayed by your lower half the whole time,
which I did not want her to do,
but I wanted to, and you said it was fine
as long as you didn't pass out.
Yeah, as long as I didn't pass out. But he came out and the cord was wrapped twice, and she did it so flawlessly. Like she put him back in, like very calmly,
the doctor.
And then she goes, okay, push. Lauren shot him out. It was not like a doop. It was like she caught him. And it was just so sweet. And then they put him on Lauren and he goes like this to Lauren's face and Lauren's face is just gushed in blood. And all the nurses are like, and they're trying to get her, but I look up and they throw him on Lauren and I'm like trying to grab my camera. I turn around, Lauren just got blood dripping down her face and I'm like, wow, what happened?
He marched me.
And it's like dripping. And he's like actively trying to get in her mouth.
It was a shit show.
But it was so cute. And then
I pushed for like an hour and a half, so it wasn't bad.
And then let me tell you what I thought Lauren ripped from hole to hole.
I did tear.
But it looked like it went from point A to point B. I was like, I saw her like hold the stitch up and I was like, oh, she's gonna be pissed.
Yep.
I think it looked worse than it was because I really thought you tore hole to hole. And the only thing I could think of is like, oh my God, this is it. Like Lauren's going to like lose it.
Yeah, my eyes were closed during all of this, like during contractions, during pushing. I closed my eyes because I was just hurting so bad. Or pushing wasn't that bad.
But you did
But I looked up and I too saw the stitches. I too saw her suture and I was like, oh no. So I asked her, I go, how bad?
But she was so calm and she was just so good. And let me tell you, when Riggs came out, it was so funny because like he shot out and he went, And it looked like he saw
was
God.
wide awake the entire time.
And then they did like the normal stuff, the cute little like footprints,
his weight. And they said, that's a big baby for you. And I was like, before they got his weight, I was like, no. But 8 pounds is a big baby.
It is. And then
it's not the 10-pounder we were thinking.
They took us up to our room, which I'm really glad because I think that's where like, so with my anxiety and stuff, like I don't like change, and we had already changed rooms twice by then, and I think that's what started like my really bad anxiety. Was then we went to a 3rd room and it was tiny and there wasn't much options, and like it just felt very like suffocating. Yeah, and it felt very suffocating. So that's when I started getting like really bad anxiety. But I also, the entire time we're at the hospital, am going home, hospital, because the dogs were here and we had to let them out and I had to feed them. And so luckily we were only 15 minutes away, but I was going back and forth constantly. Then we went to bed. He slept okay the first night. I feel like we didn't get a ton of sleep because we didn't know what the heck we were doing.
You stayed up much till you slept, remember?
Oh yeah, Riggs and I, he was born at 7:06. By 10:30 our time, which is 8 where the Taylor Swift concert was, Riggs was ready to be up, so we watched T-Swizzle the whole concert. But I felt like I let you sleep that night, that first night, and I was just up all night like trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing.
And then the second night, I stayed up mainly.
Yeah.
So did Riggs.
Yeah, second night, no one slept.
3rd night, no one, not a soul.
The 3rd night we were home, right?
Yes.
Wait. So while we're at the hospital, the 2nd day, all of our friends and family came.
Yes.
It was packed. Every hour there was someone new, from like 10 a.m. to like at least, I think the last one left at 7.
Yeah, that was around 7, yeah.
And it was super cute. And then I went home, we came back, we tried to go to bed.
He got his hearing screen done that day. The pediatrician saw him, all that stuff. And then little sucker, he failed in one of his ears. They had to repeat it the next day. So the next morning it was really busy. Oh, you got it back for bed, and then the next morning the pediatrician came again. Oh, anesthesia saw me at some point. My OB saw me. Doctors kept coming in and out. And then
you had to get the Rogan.
I had to get Rogam again through my IV, and that was a really good nurse that night. But she was also really busy, and so I was like, I will take my IV. I'll just.
Yeah.
Because it was in my hand. It was so uncomfortable in your hand.
But I just want to like, and also our nurse, the first day you delivered, like the day that like
the labor and delivery
nurse, I have never met a nurse that I liked that much.
I know, we're gonna nominate her for Daisy. I'm gonna do that today.
She was the most amazing nurse I have ever met. Yeah. Super sweet, super comforting, very personable. Like honestly, she was so cool, so sweet.
I know, and she was a shift change baby, and she stayed after.
I loved her. She's probably my favorite nurse I've had to come encounters with, I guess.
Other than me.
Yeah. And then we got home. The 3rd night is when shit hit the
well, no, he got his hearing screen done again and he passed.
Yeah.
He just had fluid in his ears. So then we got home. I had pizza for lunch and dinner.
Yeah, and cheesy bread. And marinara sauce. And we have a colicky baby.
Yeah, I breastfeed.
Let me tell you, I have been around a lot of crying babies. Nothing beats the colic scream of inconsolable death screams ever.
No, poor Bubby. No.
It was so bad. The 2nd day we were home, we went to the doctor because they have to go to their pediatrician, and that's when we found out he had lost weight. And we assumed it was because of colic and gas, which it most likely was.
He didn't want to eat. He was not feeling well, which I don't blame him. He, as someone who has a lot of GERD, I understand. So he lost weight. So then we had to get gas drops and then feed him like round the clock and come back the next day to the doctor.
To see if he gained weight.
And then we did go back and then he slept much better that night. Because we gave him the gas drops, we were consistent, and he did really well.
We're still not sleeping
When I say
lot.
really well, I mean like we can sleep for 2 hours. And then he's up for 2 hours, and then we can possibly. And then the next day we go to the doctor, and then he gained weight. He gained double what he needed to gain in a day. So it worked. The gas drops worked, constant, like cluster feeding worked. And we have to go back again Tuesday to make sure he's continuing to gain weight, not slowly losing it.
Needless to say though, this has been like the most exhausting moments of my life, but also the most rewarding.
Yeah. I've learned I run on no sleep much better than you do.
Well, I also have a deliberating disease that does not do well on no sleep.
It deliberates? Who's it deliberate with you?
I don't know. Isn't that the word?
It's debilitating.
Yeah, that.
Deliberate means you fight. You have an argument. Who's it arguing with?
But you gotta admit, I have like, getting hit with diabetes and POTS, that's really rough. So I didn't already do well on sleep, but now my anxiety's so bad. Well, actually, I got put on medicine.
So did you take it today?
But getting hit with that, I'm not eating and my blood sugar's getting low. So no, you're gonna run better on no sleep than me. But I also do better in the mornings and you do better at night. I
couldn't get you up before noon today.
I took a Benadryl last night.
You did me dirty?
No, I wasn't feeling that great. Oh. But then we got home from the doctor and then I was just like, we're not sleeping, and I'm the type of person that my anxiety will go from 90 to 1,000,000 if I don't have sleep, and I'll start like having anxiety attacks over nothing. So I went to the doctor and she put me on anxiety meds and I was like, thank you. So I'm glad I did it early on and not waiting.
Well, yeah, it's because it's gonna take 6 weeks for it to hit, so
yeah.
I'm glad too. So now we're gearing up for his first holiday, Easter.
Yeah, Easter. We're gonna do some really cute pictures. We got like the little funny stuff.
Do you think his little tuxedo, his little stuff,
I don't think it might not fit him.
It may not fit him because he's just chunking up.
I know.
We got him in really cute suspenders with a bow tie, but it may not fit him.
I don't know.
That's gonna be sad.
All right, guys. I keep misplacing things by accident because I'm so tired.
I asked her, I pumped some breast milk and I put it in the fridge, asked her to grab a couple ounces so I could feed him a bottle. And I did. And I come back and go, where is it? She goes, it's in the fridge. I go, and nope, it is on the dish rack.
What was the other one I did?
Where you tried to pay for the car with hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah.
Our car had to get an oil change. And so she took it and I stayed home with Riggs, and apparently she tried to pay the man with hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess during peak COVID that may have worked, but not anymore.
Okay guys, we are gonna go take a nap. I love you. Good luck, Riggy.
And please keep sleeping because he's asleep right now. So we're hoping he's gonna stay asleep so I can get at least a 30-minute nap in.
Good luck, Riggy.